She loved him for 10 full years, married him for 2, yet never received a single sincere word from him. His heart only belonged to his first love, Kyla. The moment she returned, he could untwit to ask for a divorce, but fate had outwisted. She found out she was pregnant. No tears, no begging, she chose to hide the baby and walked away for good, with her friend Alex by her side. She survived countless dark moments and rose from a broken housewife to a business tycoon. When the man who once took her for granted finally realized his love and tried desperately to win her back, she was already calm and indifferent, never looking back. This heart-wrenching revenge story starts with a bang. Watch now.
I dread that he will demand an abortion. Late at night, I hear sounds from the study. As I approach the door, I hear Alex's voice.
Did you really spend the entire night with Kyla? What about Seda? After 2 years of marriage, you can't possibly have no feelings for her at all, right? No, just a faint stir of guilt. If you're so taken with her, perhaps should do the maturating.
Guilt? Is that all he feels? In his heart, I am just an insignificant trifle he can hand off to another. I remember the first time I saw him 10 years ago. After my family went bankrupt, everyone bullied me, and he was the one who saved me. Back then, he was my savior. I fell hopelessly in love with him. I brush away my tears and staggle back to the bedroom. Soon, Noah enters the room.
Kyla is back. I think it's time we got a divorce.
You're leaving me now that she's returned?
I made it clear from the start when we married. Don't long for what can never be yours.
All those nights we shared. Were you imagining I was Kyla? Noah is caught off guard by my question and says nothing. I interpret his silence as an admission. Fine, I consent to the divorce. The next day, I still go to Wall Group. Back then, I joined the company to be near Noah. Our marriage is hidden from most. There is no luxury of rest when you are raising a child alone.
The secretarial department is buzzing with gossip.
That's Mr. Wall's rumored girlfriend. Rumored? She's practically official, okay? She was the reason Mr. Wall spiraled into that slump 2 years back.
She's stepping in as Mr. Wall's private senior legal counsel. Talk about a power couple.
Every word stabs into my heart like a knife. I rush to the restroom and vomit. Then I splash cold water on my face, pretending everything is fine. When I pass the meeting room, the door is Anjin. I see Kyla sitting beside Noah. I turn to leave and accidentally knocks over a potted plant.
Noah comes out, Kyla trailing after him.
What are you doing here?
Noah, who is she?
She's just an employee.
Employee? In his heart, I am nothing. After work, I stand on the curb, trying to slag down a cab. Noah's car stops in front of me.
Get in.
I step into the car and choose the back seat instead of the wheel instead of the front.
I told you I'd compensate you, but don't think acting pitiful will make me feel sorry for you.
When are we getting divorced?
Relax, it's not the right time. We're heading back to the family estate. Grandpa wants to see you.
1 month. I want the divorce finalized within a month. If it drags on, he'll find out I'm pregnant. He'll definitely force me to end the pregnancy. At the estate, Nigel is happy to see us, but in the living room, Kyla is chatting with Noah's mother. I'm sorry, Isabel. Leaving for my studies abroad was a mistake. It's a relief you're back now. Some people who've overstayed their welcome will finally have to step aside. Nigel can't stand it anymore.
Sadie is the only granddaughter-in-law I acknowledge. If anyone hurts her, they can kiss my shares goodbye.
Noah pulls Kyla to leave.
Then go ahead and donate your shares. Sadie, do you regret marrying Noah?
No, I don't regret it. Even though it hurts so much, I don't regret loving him. Nigel wants to give me shares, but I refuse. He can't persuade me, so he gives me a card instead. After leaving the estate, I don't return to the home I share with Noah. I rent an apartment. It's small, but cozy. Most importantly, there's no Noah, no painful memories. Noah calls to question me.
Why aren't you home? You're not causing trouble again, are you?
Since we're getting a divorce, I don't see why my whereabouts concern you. Please leave me alone, Mr. Wall. I end the call. On the other end, Noah's face twists in anger.
How dare she hang up on him?
On Saturday, I went to visit my grandmother. I run into Alex outside the apartment building.
Sadie? What are you doing here?
My grandmother lives here. How about you?
I'm here for business.
Grandma comes out from the apartment building.
and when she sees Alex, her eyes light up. Young man, what's your name?
Hello, ma'am. I'm Alex Howe.
Grandma pulls us inside, telling everyone she meets that Alex is my boyfriend.
I'm sorry, Alex. I told her I'd bring my boyfriend home, but she misunderstands our relationship.
It's fine. Let her enjoy the misunderstanding.
Grandma is very happy. I haven't seen her like this in a long time.
On the way back, Alex drops me off at the apartment building.
I turn to leave but accidentally twist my ankle.
Alex holds me steady, about to help me upstairs. Suddenly, a fist swings toward him. I glance up and spot Noah in front of us.
Are you fucking insane, Noah?
Why are you with Sadie?
Alex tries to explain, but I stop him.
There's no need to explain, Alex. I have nothing to do with him anymore.
Does it hurt? Do you need some medicine?
Noah's anger flares up.
He grabs my wrist and drags me toward the elevator.
What are you doing? Let me go!
He drags me to my apartment door and kicks it open.
What the hell is wrong with you?
What's wrong with me? I want to know why you're with him!
Are you following me?
Feeling guilty.
Why should I feel guilty? We're about to get divorced. Who I spend time with is none of your business.
Divorce? Sadie, I told you. Until those papers are signed, everything stays the same.
He lowers his head and kisses me. I push him away.
Noah, come to your senses! You love Kyla. She's back, and yet here you are. What do you take me for? Noah, I've loved you for 10 years. Yet I've never had a place in your heart. I know I can't demand your love, but do you really have to be this cruel? Noah is stunned, at a loss for words. Just leave. I don't want to see you anymore.
I turn my back to him. After a long moment, he turns and leaves. I slide to the floor, letting the tears flow freely. Noah, you never understood the depth of the pain you caused me. The next day at the company, I am met with curious glances from my colleagues. Someone sent photos to the company email, pictures of me and Noah, and one of me and Alex. The group chat is buzzing, calling me a seductress and claiming I seduced Noah. I go to Noah's assistant, Samuel, and ask him to handle it.
I've silenced the group chat, Mrs. Wall. We'll wait for Mr. Wall's guidance on how to proceed.
I know Noah has never wanted to make our relationship public. I pretend everything is fine and walk toward the break room. A group of colleagues are gossiping about me.
Who would have thought the quiet Sadie had such a scandalous side, right? To be the other woman right under the real girlfriend's nose? She's cunning.
My hand trembles as I hold my cup. I, the legitimate wife, am now being treated as the other woman. The irony is, I can't even defend myself. I take a deep breath and turn to leave.
Sadie!
Kyla approaches, her face full of smug satisfaction.
Was it you?
I heard you've loved Noah for 10 years, but funny thing, he's loved me for just as long. So tell me, do you think he'll make your marriage public, or will he just discard you? Are you so certain he'll choose you? I've shared his bed for 2 years. Do you honestly believe his desires mean nothing? Kyla raises her hand to hit me, but suddenly stops and puts on a pitiful expression instead.
Please don't blame Noah. It's my fault.
What bullshit did you say, Sadie?
Noah suddenly appears, and his reproachful gaze fixates on me. I give him a cold look and turn away. Overwhelmed with emotion, my stomach churns. I rush to the restroom. I lean over the sink as I reek.
Sadie, we're going to the hospital.
No need. Just something I ate. Mr. Wall, please have some decency. We're about to get divorced.
His phone rings. It's Kyla.
Noah, where are you? There's a contract that needs your attention.
I slide to the floor, powerless. I have to get divorced and leave this place. And soon!
I get into a taxi, wanting to back to my apartment. Noah calls.
Sadie, where are you? Get back here right now. We're going to the hospital.
Are you worried about me?
Noah, my friends are hosting a welcome party for me tonight. Could you come with me?
A vice tightens around my heart.
Noah's concern isn't for my welling. He is simply worried I might be pregnant, a complication for him and Kyla. I end the call and the tears cascade down my cheeks. I thought 2 years of marriage would mean something, but I was mistaken. I get home, exhausted, and collapse on the sofa. I open social media, and Kyla's latest post stabs into my eyes. A black Bentley, that familiar license plate. She flashes a peace sign at the camera. Caption. I told him it was late, and next thing I knew, he was driving across the city to get me. I slide to the floor, tears streaming uncontrollably. I thought I was prepared for the divorce. But seeing that post, I realize I overestimated my tolerance. On the screen, Kyla's face seems to mock me. I want a divorce. I can't stand another second with that man. That night, I can't sleep a wink. The next morning, I look at my pale face in the mirror, trying to cover the exhaustion with thick foundation. It still shows through. Divorce is my only choice now. It's time to start a new life, for myself, and for the baby growing inside me. I barely step into the company when I run into Kyla.
Oh, Sadie, you look terrible. Didn't sleep well last night?
I give her a cold look and try to walk past her. Well, any woman would be restless if they knew their man was in another woman's bed, wouldn't they?
So what? In the end, you're nothing but a pathetic mistress. Kyla's expression shifts. She leans in close.
What you say doesn't matter. What matters is what Noah thinks.
She turns and walks away, her heels clicking on the floor, back at my desk. Colleagues are looking at me strangely. A colleague comes over to apologize.
Sadie, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have jumped to conclusions without knowing the whole story.
I open the work group chat. Pinned at the top is a clarification statement. It's from a colleague in the marketing department. She admits she took the photos to tarnish reputation. The company also issues an announcement, warning against the spread of rumors.
So, it isn't what I thought.
A wave of disappointment crashes over me. Noah would rather find someone to take the blame than make our marriage public, just to protect Kyla from being exposed as the other woman.
After work, I sit alone at my desk, not wanting to go home.
Sadie, why are you still here?
Trying to wrap my head around the new project.
You really should take it easy and rest. Come on, let's go home together.
No, I still have a few things to wrap up.
After Tina leaves, I sit a while longer before finally getting up to leave.
Outside, night has fallen. The city is bright with lights and bustling with traffic. But I feel lonely. I meander through the streets.
Suddenly, the harsh scratch of brakes rings out, and I'm knocked to the ground.
Are you blind? Watch where you're going.
He reevs his engine and speeds off. I sit on the ground, tears falling against my will. My phone battery is dead. Just then, a black sedan pulls up in front of me.
The window rolls down, revealing Noah's face.
Get in.
I think of Kyla's social media post. Last night, he drove this same car to pick her up.
That won't be necessary, Mr. Wall. I can manage on my own. I limp forward, but after a few steps, Noah grabs my wrist.
Sadie, what drama is this now?
Mr. Wall, we're about to get divorced, and the last thing I need is anything that might confuse your precious sweetheart.
It's late, and it's not safe for you to walk home alone. Kyla is understanding. She won't get the wrong idea.
Ankle twists, and I fall to the ground. Noah's expression shifts, and he sweeps me into his arms. Let me go! I can manage on my own! He ignores my protest, puts me in the passenger seat, and fastens my seatbelt.
The car drives into an upscale neighborhood and stops in front of a villa. This is our former shared home. He frowns at my swollen ankle, reaching to check it. I try to pull my foot back, but he holds it firmly.
Don't move. Jim, you have 30 minutes to make it to the royal court.
Half an hour later, Jim arrives and checks my injury.
This ankle sprain is quite severe. You'll need to rest for a few days.
Thank you, Dr. Archer.
Oh, it's nothing. With what your husband pays, it's the least I can do.
The words "your husband" sends a bitter wave through my heart. After treating my injury, Jim goes to talk to Noah.
Did you and your wife have a fight? She seems a bit off tonight.
I'm planning to divorce her.
Jim stares at him in disbelief.
It's your choice, just don't regret it.
Jim packs up his medical kit to leave.
Dr. Archer, I'm coming with you!
I scramble to put on my shoes, hopping on one foot as I try to catch up. After just a few steps, I fall again. Noah rushes over and catches me.
Sadie, I told you to rest? Are you trying to worsen your injury?
Seeing this, Jim quietly slips away. Noah picks me up in his arms.
Let me go! I can walk on my own!
I struggle, but he holds me tighter. Noah sets me on the sofa and kneels to check my ankle. His fingers gently touch my swollen ankle, his movements tender.
You haven't eaten yet, have you? I'll make you some seafood conch.
You don't have to.
Just relax.
He gets up and goes to the kitchen. The kitchen's open layout allows me a clear view from the sofa. He rolls up his sleeves, revealed his strong forearms, and chopped ingredients with elegant, rhythmic movements. My thoughts swirl in chaos. We're about to divorce, so why is he doing these thoughtful, intimate acts? Soon, a steaming bowl of seafood conjo is placed before me. The rich aroma of rice and seafood makes my stomach churn.
What's wrong?
Nothing, just not feeling very hungry.
Sadie, you know you have stomach issues. If you don't eat on time, you're the one who's going to suffer later.
His tone is stern, but every word is laced with concern. My nose stings and tears stream down my cheeks. Years ago, to earn his approval, I often worked late into the night, skipping meals. One day, my stomach condition flared up, and I was curled on the floor in pain. In my haze, I vaguely remember being lifted. When I woke up, Noah was by my bedside, giving me water and medicine.
It's your own body. Don't treat it so poorly.
Because of those words, I've never skipped a meal since. But now, those same words are like a knife stabbing into my heart. Noah sees me staring into space and is about to say something when I suddenly grab the bowl and take a mouthful of congee. The strong seafood flavor hits me hard, and my stomach revolts. I put down the bowl, push him away, and stumble to the bathroom. I feel a painful retching. Noah follows, reaching out to pat my back.
Don't touch me!
Let me take you to the hospital.
No.
I instinctively clasp my abdomen with both hands, staring at him cautiously. Noah's eyes darken.
You don't get to decide this time.
He's about to move forward when his phone rings. The name, Kyla, flashes urgently across the screen.
Noah, something feels off with my heart.
I think my old condition is acting up. Can you come take me to the hospital? Noah glances at me. Well, that's okay. I can manage until tomorrow to see a doctor.
I'll be right there.
He strides out of the bathroom. Soon after, I hear the click of the door closing. My tension unravels suddenly, and I slide to the floor, my hands clutching my stomach. I've anticipated this outcome, but my heart still aches. I lean against the wall and hop outside. I spend the night on the sofa and catch a cold. When I am in a groggy haze, a large hand touches my forehead.
Don't move.
I'm gently lifted, and the bitter smell of medicine fills my nose. I turn my head away, pushing the bowl aside. I don't feel well. I can't take this.
Just try.
Slender fingers gently hold my chin.
Noah.
The man pauses. I finally give in and drink the medicine. I wake up in the large bed in the bedroom, the aches in my body gone. Could Noah have returned? Mrs. Wall, I've made you some chicken soup. Be sure to have some once you're up. So it wasn't Noah. How could Noah possibly care for someone like me? He's probably with Kyla now. I apply some blush to mask my playlin and go to work. As soon as I enter the office, Tina comes over.
Sadie, are you okay? I got you some ginger tea. It's great for colds.
My heart is tangled in emotions.
I heard Kyla had a heart attack last night. The CEO took her to the hospital and stayed by her side the whole night.
Noah, I didn't mean to take up so much of your time. A sharp pound stabs at my heart. So he did spend the whole night with Kyla.
Good morning, Sadie. I'm sorry, but Noah was overly concerned about me and spent the entire night by my side in the hospital.
Tell me, if the whole world knew you were the homewrecker in my marriage with Noah, could you still marry him? Kyla's face loses all color. I turn and walk away without looking back. In the evening, Kyla comes to the secretarial office looking for 2 people to accompany her to a business dinner. You, Sadie? Sadie, why so quiet? Don't tell me you're unwilling. Mark, why don't you join us as well?
I know I have no choice but to comply.
The 3 of us walk towards a private room. Before entering, Kia stops.
Mark, Sadie, I'm sorry. I just returned from the hospital due to my heart condition, and the doctor has forbidden me from drinking. If the occasion calls for a toast later, I'll have to depend on you.
No worries at all, Miss Wade. I've got it covered.
Sadie, I heard tales of how you immerse yourself in work, earning quite the workaholic badge. I trust you'll manage the situation.
We push open the door to the private room, and a wave of luxury hits us. Kyla glides in gracefully.
Mr. Valrez, I hope I didn't keep you waiting.
Oh, not at all, Miss Wade. You've arrived just in time.
And who might these 2 be?
These are my colleagues. Since I'm still recovering, Noah was concerned and let me bring 2 assistants.
I've heard rumors of how close you and Mr. Wall are. Now that I see it for myself, I totally get it. Should we start picking out gifts for the wedding?
Sadie, would you do us the honor of presenting the project to Mr. Valdez and Mr. Crawford?
Confidently, I explain the project's merits with logical precision. Kyla's dismissive expression gradually turns serious. I finish my presentation, and the room erupts in applause.
Your presentation is absolutely brilliant, Sadie.
Seeing his approval, I urge him to sign the contract.
Before that, let's share a drink.
Marvin picks up a bottle of red wine from the table.
We just received this incredibly strong wine. Why not give it a shot?
I try to refuse, but Marvin insists that I share a drink with him.
Sadie, I've got a major government project in the works. Share a drink with me, and not only will I partner with your company, but I'll also put you in charge.
The offer is tempting. I'm about to divorce Noah, and I need money to support my baby. I'm in. I pour myself half a glass and down it in one go. The moment the liquid scorches my throat, a fierce burn erupts, triggering a fit of coughing and dry heaving.
Oh dear, Sadie, is that truly the extent of your tolerance? Surely you aren't pretending?
Really, Sadie, if you didn't wish to drink, you could have simply said so. But to drink and then cause such a spectacle, what are you trying to prove?
I catch the snug satisfaction flickering in Kyla's eyes. Kyla, is this the best you can do? Resorting to such petty schemes? With that, I stumble out of the room. The elevator doors open, and I rush in, colliding with someone coming out. I can feel his muscles. He grips my shoulders.
Sadie, what are you doing here?
He smells the alcohol on me, and his frown deepens.
Have you been drinking?
Get your hands off me! Let me go!
He presses me against his chest, holding me firmly.
Can't resist making a mess, Sadie? You're not holding back anymore.
I stop struggling, my voice trembling. Your true love came back, and I agreed to the divorce.
I even moved out to keep my distance, yet you and she just can't let me be!
Noah sighs.
Let's put the brakes on the divorce for now. Take all the time you need to adjust.
No! Noah, you're so cruel! I don't need time to adjust. You should vanish from my life now!
Noah's face darkens, and he grabs my chin.
Sadie, don't forget. You are still my wife.
Tell me, Noah, am I really your wife? Or just another possession you think you can throw away? Noah!
Noah looks up. Kyla appears at the other end of the corridor. Noah, let me take care of Sadie. Noah doesn't let go. Instead, he holds me tighter.
What are you doing here?
Last night I told you I wanted to help, so you entrusted the contract negotiation with Mr. Valdez to me.
And Sadie? Why is she here?
I can't drink with my heart condition, so I figured she could handle it. That's why I asked her to step in.
Sadie has stomach issues and can't drink either.
Kyla's face stiffens.
I had no idea about Sadie's condition. I never would have involved her had I known. Remember, after I saved you and barely escaped those kidnappers, I was left with this heart condition.
Noah falls silent.
You promised you'd always look after me.
He looks down at me, half conscious and pale in his arms. He carries me toward the private room.
Inside the private room, Marvin is still holding forth.
People rave about Sadie's brilliance, but today I see she's nothing special.
Yeah, she can't even hold her liquor.
Women belong in the home, not meddling in business. She thinks she can run with the big dogs, but one drink and she's done? Pathetic.
Just then, a cold voice cuts through.
So, according to you, Mr. Valdez, all the women at Wall Group are just eye candy?
Marvin's smirk freezes as he turns towards the sound. Noah stands at the doorway, holding me in his arms. Marvin's face turns pale.
Please forgive my earlier oversight in welcoming you properly, Mr. Wall.
Everyone in the room stands up, vacating the seat of honor. Noah sits down gracefully and has me sit next to him. Confused glances fall on Kyla.
Kyla, what's the deal with Sadie? Why is Mr. Wall treating her so specially?
Mr. Wall has always been attentive to his staff. With Sadie drunk, he's going to ensure she receives the care she needs.
Platt nods, but his expression is full of doubt. Kyla pretends nothing is wrong and takes another seat.
The spacious private room is engulfed in stifling tension. Noah's sharp gaze sweeps across the room.
Mr. Valdez.
Cold sweat forms on Marvin's back. He stands up.
Mr. Wall, what can I do for you?
Noah doesn't respond right away. He glances at me before turning his attention to Marvin.
You sure have a thing for drinking, don't you? Well, today you're in for a treat.
He snaps his fingers. Waiters file in, placing bottle after bottle in front of Marvin. Marvin's face turns ghostly pale.
Mr. Wall, all the wine is here. Mr. Valdez, time to savor the wine.
Marvin looks at those wine bottles, his smile more like a grimace.
Mr. Wall, it's rather excessive.
He throws a desperate gloat toward Kyla.
Noah, forcing down this much wine could be deadly.
So, you're aware of the risks, then?
His sharp gaze sweeps the room, finally resting on Kyla. Marvin, with no way out, drops to his knees.
Sadie, I was foolish to cross you. Please, show some mercy and convince Mr. Wall to let me off.
I slowly open my eyes and look weakly at Marvin. Mr. Valdez, when I declined your request, neither you nor Miss Wade showed me any leniency. You told me to drink up or you'd pull your business from Wall Group.
Mr. Valdez, since you hold such contempt for Wall Group, I believe it's best we sever our ties now.
Marvin looks at him with despair. He grabs a bottle and starts chugging. By the 5th bottle, Marvin collapses to the floor, unconscious. Noah's face twists in disgust, leads me out of the club. Outside, the cool night air clears my head a little. Noah quickly follows and grabs my hand.
After everything I did for you tonight, Sadie, do I not even get a word?
Noah pulls me back toward him.
Sadie, you're something else. You knew you were sick, but that didn't stop you from showing up at this dinner anyway.
So you think the company can't close a deal without you?
Noah, you're being unreasonable!
I don't want to argue anymore. I hail a taxi and disappear into the night without looking back. In the taxi, I'm about to close my eyes and rest when my phone suddenly rings. The caller ID shows Kyla. I try to reject the call, but my finger accidentally graces the screen, and it connects.
Noah, don't blame Sadie for being upset. It was my fault today. I'll make it right tomorrow. I'll apologize to her first thing at the office.
No need. She's the one who put herself in this mess. She could have just spoken up if she wasn't feeling well, couldn't she?
I freeze in place. So in his heart, everything that happens to me is my own fault. I grip the phone tightly, my knuckles white.
The next day, I go to work at Wall Group as usual. Sadie, what exactly is your relationship with Mr. Wall?
What do you mean?
Mr. Wall came to your rescue like a knight in shining armor standing up to Mr. Valrez? So cool!
Just a classic Boston subordinate. Mr. Wall is known for his generosity and loyalty. If any of you were forced to drink against your will, he'd defend you too. In the CEO's office, after reporting the day's schedule,
Mr. Wall, please be at ease. Your wife has already cleared up the misunderstandings.
What did she say?